Hello, my dear gardeners. Rain non-stop for several days, and finally today is the day to get outside. So you're going to see my garden. Messy, but it has to get messy before it gets nice and beautiful. Look at this. Olga, Carmody with you, Master Gardener from Connecticut, and this is a new rose. Well, the whole morning I spent here at the back trying to set our back porch here, and we have new plants here. The other day I went to the nursery, and of course, how can I not look at the rose section? And I found this apricot drift rose. I wanted to have this rose for a long time. First of all, because it's such a disease-resistant rose. It's so-called ground cover rose, and they are planted all over around municipal buildings. But the problem with those roses is that guys who plant them, they're choosing only red color. So they're so overly planted, and that color, red, not my favorite. But I love the disease resistance and how proliferous the rose is. Look how many buds it has here. Plus it was on sale, almost 50% off, so I had to get it. Apricot drift rose, I believe from Star Roses. Very shiny foliage. Usually it means that rose has strong disease resistance. And look in which pot I planted it. Originally this pot was meant as a pair near my generous gardener to host see them in. But because we had so much rain recently, and I was trying to do this job between the rains, you see the top is a little bit, what shall we say, of unusual shape, so it doesn't really look like a pair with another one. With another pot I have to do a totally different pot to match that one. But look at the color of the pot, the gloomy one, and then the color, dramatic color of the foliage. Looks really good. I like it. So I just finished this planting on good soil, nice pot. Rose is going to bloom in several weeks. I made sure I have a ground cover here with needles. So this is all set. Now the big development here, oh, by the way, I want to show you my updated project of rosemary. Remember I was telling you in my previous walkabout, weekend garden walk, that I'm trying to develop some sort of a country looking baskets from artificial wicker. Well, the story is I don't like it. It doesn't look really vintage country style. It looks plastic. Plus I'm having a hard time controlling the width. Plus this doesn't really look good. Okay, so this is a slight disaster. What I figured out how to do the bottom well, how to do this edge here. So I'm doing a new attempt, and I'm using the one which I was using at the beginning. This is 3 millimeters artificial wicker rods. But this time, instead of making the rods short and then extending rods here, it's just complicated to explain. But I took it apart. I had it already done, and now I'm doing it totally differently with these rods going to the sides, and I ran out of wicker, this PE wicker. So I ordered it, it's coming tomorrow, and I'm going to try one more time to do this. And look at that. I found this garden stand at the second-hand store for like several dollars, and I love it. It's serving me in the garden for many years already. So at the beginning it was a pot holder, then it was the wood holder for our fireplace. Now we just moved it back here again today because I want to have some sort of a garden culinary pots here, hopefully in this color. I will let you know how it goes, and have all sorts of herbs here. So this is still a project in the progress, and I'm not sure if it will be finished or there would be just terracotta pots here, and that's the end of that. All right, let me show you around. Look at my Lady of Shalott. Strongly developing its canopy. I like it. I think the changes which I did for Lady of Shalott are good. I like how bushy the canopy is. I hopefully lowered the pH of soil, and now my Lady of Shalott has access to all the nutrients. And by the way, I don't see any aphids yet. They're supposed to arrive already. We have nice buds here, and they're not here yet. Very interesting. Maybe because we had very cold weather, cold winter, so aphids didn't survive, but I'm sure they're coming. And here at my back porch, well, the mess is here. Welcome to my mess. I'm in the middle of it all here. So what we're doing, because we put that galvanized I guess stand there, I want to move this right here where my water faucet is. So it's going to be a nice space to keep tools and pots and whatnot, and not to bend when I need to have access to the water. So the reshuffling is happening, but I want to show you my rose. Remember, I was telling you I was wondering what color rose it is. Well, it is pink. There is pink overload in my garden, let me tell you. I'm not sure if I will keep it in the garden. Maybe I will re-gift it to somebody else. Let's see how this rose is with disease resistance. No spraying on her whatsoever. Looks like she's very happy here, but she's pink, and I have so many pink roses. Azalea in full bloom right now. It is just gorgeous white, and I have two azaleas right there at the back. And here, the only thing, when this azalea becomes old, it becomes brown. And I usually give it a trim because this azalea here basking on the sun, and it suffers from parasites. So I usually give it a trim, fertilize it well, and then it bounces back very well, and I kind of control the size of it. Now look at this here. I went to the nursery and I fixed my shelves there. I planted petunia there in a light pinkish, very light whitish color. So I'm hoping that these two will merge together, the sweet potato vine with petunia, and they will form a nice color here. And both of these colors are not going to compete with strong pink color of my Katrina rose, and then light pink color of Generous Gardener, I'm hoping. And this one fell here. Why did you do this? It's supposed to be here. Okay, we had windy weather and a lot of rain, and so many things responded so well. Look at my Generous Gardener. Such a strong growth. Oh my gosh, we're going to have beautiful, beautiful blooms this year. And because we took another tree here, look at this. Gorgeous. Love it. The anticipation is high. I want to also film the azalea, because next time we will be filming here in the garden, azalea probably wouldn't be there. So let's go and enjoy those blooms too. Watch your steps, Mr. Carmody. Oh, look at my rose. I planted it here. It is sitting on the nice sun, but temporarily in the shade of the chair. It is a new planted rose, Gabriel oak, and I'm making sure that this rose is not stressed out. And look, the little bud is coming along very quietly, very slowly. Well, this rose came out of cold storage and it was there for too long maybe. Hopefully it will be okay. But you're telling me that you had the same situation in May receiving your roses, and your roses are fine, so good. Just look at this color. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is like a sea of color, and so much of it. From all sides, here, there, at the back. It's a pity that this color is so fleeting. And it's probably here for a week and a half, and then it disappears. But look, when it is here, it's majestic. I love this azalea here. Very good presence. And it's clearly a very happy space for this azalea. A light shade, dappled sun here, and this azalea is so happy here. Here we have another azalea, the white one, blooming. Not all of it is blooming. I can see it was badly damaged when we were taking this tree down. I still didn't do anything about this corner. Yeah, some of the stems are badly broken here. Well, what can you do? The guys did the best jobs they could, but this is a tough place to go in and take the tree down, but they did a very good job, so I'm happy about it. My rose here on this arch loves the sun, the newfound sun. This area is all open to the sun all day. All the vegetables here love it, and Rose is responding very well. The only thing I did wrong here, I planted two generous gardeners at the back here, and you know, I could have planted something else here. I really love Rosanna climbing rose. I would love that rose to be here, but I wouldn't have a heart to take this rose out, especially now when the sun is out and this rose is picking up in vigor and blooms. Look at all this. Rose clearly loves sun. And some of you were asking me, by the way, what does it mean if it says that rose can take pot shade, can grow in pot shade? Is it that rose wants pot shade, or it can tolerate pot shade? Well, roses love sun, the more the better, unless you're growing roses in very hot climates where the sun is really punishing. So if it says that it can tolerate sun, it means it can grow in shady conditions, but it would love to grow in the sunny conditions. So always give rose as much sun as you can. 6 hours is ideal. And here this rose has it more than 6 hours. So the blooms are going to be gorgeous here this year. I can't wait. Look at my forget-me-nots. I bought it also from the nursery. My fake forget-me-nots here, which I was thinking they are forget-me-nots last year. They're not, they're just weeds. So I said, okay, this baby is going to grow here, hopefully reseed itself and populate my garden, because I love this blue color together with Brunnera, which is finishing its blooms. And look at Ajuga. Oh my, I love this color. And I was always thinking that Ajuga's blooms are kind of fleeting and fast, but they're staying here in my garden for such a long time. By the way, this area is going to be rethought. I'm going to take this Ajuga when it finishes blooming, and I'm going to replant it to the front street border for it to populate that area here and do the ground cover of the soil there, because it's needed there. And after Ajuga finishes blossoming, it will start running. It is already preparing its march, as you can see. And the last stop, which I want to show you, is how nicely my fence, my wattle fence, is filling up. It looks so good right now. Let me show you. I'm getting ready to build a gate, but there are so many projects in my head that I'm running behind. I don't have a lot of time to devote to the garden. But the gate is definitely something which has to happen. Plus this wattle fence has to happen here. So I'm keeping all those sticks, and I'm going to create some sort of a sturdy, nice gate, because the other day I saw a rabbit, mother rabbit, coming into our garden. Well, we will see. This area is also being cleaned up. This has to go into the garbage. But look at the fence, how wonderful it is. And it's being occupied by plants as if it existed here for a long time. What do you say? Lovely, lovely, right? I like how hosta is hugging it here. Originally I wanted to move this hosta, but now kind of, you know what, it found its place and it's growing here well, framing the whole section here. I like it. By the way, this is honeyberry. Maybe it's getting to be too shady for honeyberry because the apple tree is filling in and the shade is becoming strong here. Well, the rose is getting ready to bloom. I have to trim these tree branches because I want the rose to be visible here, not the mingle of apple tree and rose. All right, we will do that next. And look at the hostas, how quickly they are filling in. I know some people are against hostas, whatever. I love them. I love how strongly they come up in spring, how dominant they are in the landscape. And look, I put Virginia bluebells here as well, and they are finishing their blooms here. I took a lot of bleeding hearts here out. All this area was populated with bleeding hearts, and I think that the empty spaces, together with filled spaces, the area here is better than just a whole carpet of the same level bleeding heart, right? Maybe I will introduce the ground cover here and will make it as a permanent feature that it's kind of empty here. Of course, hosta is going to fill up this area. I never divided it. Maybe I should. It is so big now. There are like plants on top of plants and getting bold in the middle a little bit. Well, it's a little bit too late this year. I should have done it when the hosta was just speaking out of the ground. I'm sure if I will move it now, it will suffer a bit. But I'm not going to do it. Tiger lilies, look at this. Ooh, they just march. They love the space here too. They're marching in each direction. I have to restrain them. My boxwoods, I never trimmed it, and it looks so good here. Now, boxwoods, leaf miners are out. Look at this, yellow bugs. And I'm actively spraying my boxwoods right now to break that generation. You're going to think that I am the merciless gardener. Look at this, what I'm going to do. You see this nice, beautiful, juicy stem coming out in the wrong direction. So I'm going to trim it. If I cannot move it without snapping to join everything here, I'm going to trim it. There's no other way to do it. I don't want to have this rose growing everywhere. So a healthy restraint is needed here. Maybe I will do it right now. We'll try to, you see how this stem is going here, and I will let it go somewhere around here because the spot here is empty. Maybe I can bend it. I have a feeling I can't do that. Oh, this rose, no. This is not going to grow further. This is a rose shoot. Sorry, I thought that it's going to be a long stem. No, this is a rose shoot, so there will be a nice, beautiful roses here. Let it grow. Katrina is getting ready, forming its buds. And again, not a sign of aphids. Can you believe it? And no mosquitoes outside, which is hard to believe. All right, my dear gardeners, have a lovely day, and I will see you in our next video. Happy gardening.